Good morning, dear devotees, friends. This morning we'll be discussing from the Chandogya Upanishad. Let us begin with this prayer mantra, the Shanti mantra. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Bhak Prana Chakshu Shotramatho Balam Indriyani Cha Sarvani. Om, may my limbs, speech, vital force, eyes, ear, also strength, and all the organs, Sarvam Brahmo Upanishadam, Maham Brahma Nirakuryam, Mama Brahma Nirakarud, Anirakaranam Astu Nirakaranam Me Astu Atmani Nirateya Upanishatsu Dharmaste Mai Santu Te Mai Santu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May I not deny Brahman. May not Brahman deny me. May neither Brahman nor me deny each other. May all the virtues mentioned in the Upanishads manifest in me, who am trying sincerely to realize Brahman. This is the first Shanti mantra of this Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad. The Taittiriya Upanishad speciality, they are describing through yajna. Those who have attended Brihadaranyaka Upanishad classes, that you know that Brihadaranyaka also started with the yajna, and that was a great yajna, Ashwamedha yajna. And they started describing the Asha, the horse. So apparently, the people in those days, they were very much interested in those things. So we have to understand that it is a few thousand years before. And there, in India, the horses were rare. Only the very rich people could have that. And they were sacrificing a horse. It was a great interest for the ordinary people. So they used to come, they used to observe, they used to see. The rishis, they utilized that to bring interest in the minds of the ordinary people about the Brahman. So that they are describing the horse is standing like this, horse is that, and slowly they are describing in such a way that people they will understand. Here in the Chandogya, we find yajna. And in the yajna, there will be always a udgita. That he will be sitting in the front and putting the oblation, chanting the mantra, and this is the way it goes. So they're using that because people were aware about the yajnas. So they are utilizing that and going on describing. And actually, what they are mentioning to concentrate Om. So last Sunday we have discussed about Omkara. Om iti Brahma. Om iti etat Brahma. Like that, different times they have repeated. What is Brahman? All pervading consciousness. That is Brahman. And if we try to meditate on the all pervading consciousness, how can we meditate? Our mind is not that trained up that we can immediately realize the whole thing. It is all conscious. As Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to do. He used to see everything as nothing but conscious. Even he asked some people, some of his attendants, go and ask that gentleman not to walk on the grasses. When he is walking on the grass as if he's walking on my chest. That was the realization. When you hear that, you can imagine the person who was attending him, and when he asked him to go and ask that gentleman who was walking on the field, don't walk on the grass, how he can explain? But he was feeling like that, the consciousness everywhere. So that was the unique way to understand. And here, the consciousness everywhere, we cannot. So what they will do? So they brought one word, one syllable, Om, A, U, Ma, A, U, M. This Omkara Brahma. All everybody accepted. Yeah, this will be good. This is only one and not supported by anything. So this is giving some idea about the Brahman, which is consciousness and which is all pervasive, not depending on anything. You know that in Hinduism, this is the pivotal point, this is the final point. And Om, A-U-Ma or A-U-M, when you say that, we have to imagine the Brahman, the all-pervading consciousness, and there is no conception of body, limitation. Hindus, they always try to drag our mind to that. So when we worship, it's a daily worship we do, but at the daily worship also you will find that they call kosha. Kosha is a type of thing where they will first pour the water. The pujari, he will first pour the water and he will purify the water and he will worship that water. Every day, water only we are worshipping. But we are keeping that picture in the front. If you go to any temple, you will find a pitcher full of water. Why? This is a symbol of all pervasiveness, no form. So that is called the very unique way, the Hindu religion. But for ordinary people, they don't understand. So they allowed them to imagine anything they like, but to concentrate on that. And that is the reason Hindus are having so many varieties of gods and goddesses. But they summarized that and gave a symbol. And the symbol is that Omkara, the Om is the Brahman. The Om, when the Om is the Brahman, by that way, we think that last week, Sunday, we were discussing how to meditate on the Om. But the main point is meditation. Main point is concentration. And we can concentrate, we can meditate when our mind is calm. And how to make our mind calm? When there is no desire. If there is a desire to see, then obviously our mind will go on thinking, oh, I must go, there is not much time, I'm going to miss the flight or the train. Mind is agitated, constantly thinking of those things. So obviously, we have to concentrate on that particular thing. So Hindus have allowed any object, but the main point, concentration. For the students, they said, study is your God. Chhatranam Adhyayanam Tapa. Tapa is tapasya. Tapa is the austerity. The student should study well. You need not to think of God, you need not to think of anything else. Study. But along with the study, you should also have the self control. Otherwise, the studying, the knowledge is tremendous power. And when that power comes to a person who is not self controlled, he may destroy the society, damage the society. So that is the reason you have to have a control over your sense organs. Here we find that Chandogya Upanishad is teaching that you have to control different type of organs that you are having. You must control that. So one after another, they're going on describing. The section 2 begins with a story. And it says that two brothers, Deva and Ashura, they were fighting. The Deva and Ashura, they are brothers, cousin brothers, of the same father, but the two mother. Rishi Kashyap, he was having two wives. First is Aditi, or Diti, that is the mother of the Devas, and Diti, the mother of the demons. The Aditi and Diti. So these are the two mothers. Their children, one became Asura, another became Deva. This is all funny thing in the Hinduism again. They will give the story, and by that way we imagine, Asura, they must be physically very strong, they must look tough, and they are attacking the Devas, and they are gentle type of people. But actually, this is nothing but good tendencies and bad tendencies. We are having inside the good tendency and bad tendencies. That is Deva and Ashura. Our good tendencies, good thoughts, good resolutions are Devas. Why? Because that will reveal. Deva means is a knowledge that reveals. Ashura, exactly opposite, the darkness. And that is the reason they say, Devasura Habai Samyedi Ubhaye. Once upon a time, gods and demons were engaged in a war. It never stopped. It's going on. Why? It is inside our mind. Our bad tendencies and our good tendencies constantly going on. There is a big story, and the Hindus, they follow once in a year, I think once in 4 years perhaps, that Purna Kumbha, and they always say the greatest show on the earth. Millions of people, they will go to take a dip in the Ganga, in the source of the Ganga in Haridwar, and the story that they churned the ocean and they got the nectar. The nectar as if some liquid containing in what's called pitcher. And the Devas, though they took the help of the Asuras in churning, the god themselves told them. So that another story, someday we will discuss. So they churned and they got it, but didn't share it. So they took the whole thing for themselves and they became immortal. So that is the story. And people still think that when they were churning, maybe one or two drops fell in that Ganga, but so many, the cubics of water that has already flowed. But still with a hope, suppose one drop is there, and if I can get that, I will become immortal. And what is that immortality? Immortality is nothing but free from desires. The moment you are free from desire, what will happen? You will go back to the source. And what is your source? Brahman. Instead of Brahman, there was nothing. So Nasadiya Sukta, there's a very ancient sukta. Sukta means a composing, like a poem, it is there. And they say in the beginning there was nothing. On the basis of this, one school of Buddhism, they say there is nothing in the beginning. But actually something was there. Without something, how can all these things can come? And what is that something? Consciousness. But there was no form. There was no name. So obviously people thought nothing is there. It is there. And this immortality, when we can understand what happens, we become full of happiness, full of joy. Yesterday, I was giving a talk on happiness in our home of harmony. And what is that happiness? It's all that you think that I am satisfied. The moment you think that I am satisfied, majority of the people, they suffer because they are not satisfied. They have got everything, but even then they are not satisfied. So you have to be contented. Oh, this I have earned and this God has given to me. I am satisfied. They are fortunate people. They are having all this. Let them do. Let them enjoy. I am satisfied. Unless you have developed that type of mentality, you cannot survive. You will be suffering all the time. So this satisfaction comes from meditation. So this Deva and Ashura, when they decided to for the war, so Devas thought to win over the Asuras, Devas started control over their senses. Look at it. Through the story, how the things are coming. Asuras never control their senses, but the Devas control their senses. And how they control their senses? The first, they meditated on their nose, which is the source of receiving smell, and agitate the mind. Control over these sense organs, the nose, would help to control the mind. The ultimate goal is to control the mind. Now they are beginning with the nose. And what is the nose? It gets the smell. Now in Hinduism, nowadays, all the time debate goes on about the food. In religion, what type of food you are eating? There's a great that Ramanuja actually found up that thing mainly. But what is that food is helping? Food is helping only to maintain the body. And as per your situation, whatever food is good for your body, that is sufficient. Food has nothing to do with your mind. A little bit of influence, that's all. Suppose you eat too much, whatever, then you feel sleepy. That. But it is not. But now they think whatever we are eating must be purified and this, that. And they go to, previously they were thinking that they will be cooking everything with the Ganga water and Ganga water is contaminated. Then they forgot that. And all these things are going on. But it has nothing to do with the food only. It is the nose that is the source of eating. What we eat. Ahara. Ahara means collecting. And what we are collecting? Smell. And sometimes good smell, and you like it. And your mind is attracted to that. And bad smell, you don't like. So your mind is also not liking that. So this way, completely, your mind is agitating. They concentrated means they try to control the sense organs. Good or bad, doesn't matter at all. I am not going to be affected. That is the main thing. Who can do it? So good and bad, whatever may be, very bad smell, but for a yogi, he won't get it at all. For him, it is okay because he has already controlled his nose, his breathing. So he is not agitated by that. So Devas fast agitated, control the nose. Teha nasikabhyam pranam udgitam. Now the word udgita, that has been used again and again. And Udgita is nothing but Brahman. But instead of telling Brahman, they are using Udgita. The people will like it. So they use this word. So they were very, very concerned for the ordinary people like us. Whatever will attract us, whatever will we like, so they wanted to give in that way. So I was seeing an advertisement. The father and the mother, they were feeding their baby. And the child won't drink its original milk. And it want to drink from some other packet. The father took that packet and then actually the straw went to its own milk. And the child saw it is passing through, it is not passing through. From the above, they put that straw and it is going and to its own milk. And child was very happy that I am drinking from that. Thinking he was becoming happy and he was going on drinking. The father and the mother cheating. But what to do? Otherwise the child won't drink. So that is the way constantly we are doing that. So if we can control, it is very easy for us. What is that control? The control on our breathing. The first is the breathing, the control. Nowadays in Buddhism, they have made it very popular. They go and concentrate on their breathing, how many times you are breathing, how you are releasing. And then that way they meditate on that. But it's a very ancient process. Not that the only recently they have discovered. It is a very ancient process. After the nose, the devas, they concentrated on the bacham udgitam, on the speech or the thought. Bacham. And the speech is very, very important. The word that you are using, sometimes we use some type of words that is very slang. You are giving the message. You are very clear in your message, but you do not know what type of word you should use. And that differs. That is called Arya and Anarya. Arya is cultured people. They know what type of word should be chosen to express this view. And Anarya, uncultured people, they do not know. They simply say like that. Very wrong, bad words they use constantly, and they're all Anarya, not cultured people. So, Bacham, this is very important. You have to control your tongue, your word, your thought. And if you cannot, you may be angry, you may be agitated, but you are not supposed to express in that way. That's called control. And those who can do that, they are known as gentlemen. In our olden days, they used to call them Arya. So the wives, they used to call their husbands Arya Putra. Arya Putra means doesn't mean that his father's name was Arya. No. He was a cultured person. So Arya Putra. This Arya means that culture, how it is? Control. One of our Swamiji, he was the general secretary, then afterwards he became the president. He used to say, first be a gentleman, then be a monk. In those days, the young boys who used to come to join in the order, they were very rough and tough type of people. They used to fight with the Britishers, and then sometimes they will leave and join in the Ramakrishna mission. One of our Swamiji was there. He threw a bomb against the British, but bomb didn't blast. But the police chased him. Somehow he went to Kashi, Benares, and Benares is a place for monks. Everywhere they'll be there. He covered himself like a monk, and he was sitting in that. Then he met one Ramakrishna Mission Swami. Seeing him very young, he said, "You cannot survive like this. You better join Ramakrishna Mission." He joined, and when I met him, he was very old. But we youngsters sometimes used to make jokes. After the night food used to sit, 1 hour was allowed for this type of fun. So we used to tell him that Swamiji, whether you threw a bomb actually or what, but it didn't blast, what type of bomb it is. Then he used to become angry. Just he'll be showing that he is angry. You people coward, you do not know how to fight. We fought, we brought them the freedom, and now you're enjoying the freedom. And you're, like that, he used to say. We have to have fun with him. There were many Swamis who were like that. Then afterwards they became Swami. There's a very great famous Swami was there. Many of you have heard his name, Bharat Maharaj. And Indira Gandhi, when she was very young, her mother was an initiated disciple of Ramakrishna Mission. Indira Gandhi's mother, uh, Kamala Nehru. She was initiated by one of the Swamis, I think Shivanandaji Maharaj. And she used to come for meditation, but this naughty girl, how to control her? She used to keep him under care of Bharat Maharaj. And Bharat Maharaj used to took that girl into place on a big mango tree is there, on a branch of that. And she'll be sitting on that, Indira Gandhi, and they'll be screaming from there. So that used to in Belur Math. So the Bharat Maharaj was there. He was also a very famous he used to fight against the Britishers. And afterwards, four friends were there. When the police chased, they came to Ramakrishna Mission. Ramakrishna Mission sheltered them, but changed their name. His name was something else. So they changed the four friends' name, Ram, Lakshan, Bharat, and Shatrughna. So like that only. We knew only Bharat Maharaj. Who was Rama and Lakshmana and Shatrughna, we never knew. This Bharat Maharaj was in Himalaya, in Advaita Ashram. So I saw him very well. And he was the first Swami whom I used to go and sit to talk in Belur Math. So these people, they were very rough and tough type. And to control them was really very difficult. Nowadays, people are very sober, mostly PhD holders. They won't talk, but inside, something else. They, apparently, they are sugar coated, but inside, maybe. Those people were not like that. They were. So, this controlling means you have to teach them. And how? Through meditation. As you practice meditation again and again and again and again, you purify yourself. So the Bacham Udgitam, they completely changed the Bacha, the control over the tongue. You will never, ever, even by mistake, utter a wrong word. Never. Swami Ranganathanandaji, many of you know, he was one of the presidents afterwards. He used to say, when he first day of his school, school, the good things they learn and bad things also. So they are exposed to the world in that age. He went and learned a word that was very derogatory, very bad type of word. But he was not knowing. He thought it's a new word, I must try it on my mother. So with all enthusiasm, he came back from the school and he told, Mother, I have learned a new word. And he said that. Then the mother, not being angry, that's a very great mother. She told, look, my son, this is not a good word. This is a good sense you are using. Your tongue, that is the seat of learning. And Devi Saraswati will never be on the tongue if you are using this type of filthy words. Never ever use these words. He said, I learned it from my mother at the age of 6, and now I am 60, and not a single bad word passed through this mouth. That is called the control over the tongue. And that is through meditation. In those days, the rishis, they were teaching that people, ordinary people, first, they were concentrating on the nose, and second, they were concentrating on the bacham, third, the chakshu. You should not see bad things. You cannot stop. It will be there in the society. Different type of bad things will be going on happening, but you should not see. In America, I liked because here people they will never even glance at your thing. Even if you are reading a book by sitting by your another person's side, maybe some just idea, but you'll never go on. And in our country, of course, we are very simple type of people. If you open a book, another person or two persons are sitting by your side, they will also start reading. And suppose you like to change the page, well, hey, I have not completed. Wait. So, so when you started reading my book, well, no problem. Passing time. So like that, they are very simple. They will do that. But here, they will never ever. So that is the control. And after observing all this, now I understand why Swami Vivekananda started Vedanta Society in America first. He started Vedanta Society. But in India, he started Ramakrishna Mission. There's a mission to serve the people. And he was serving only at that time, India, after under the subjugation. So obviously, society was suffering a lot. There was no education, no health care, nothing was there. So he organized the monks to go and generate that idea. You must help yourself, and this is the way you can do. So he started providing school, colleges, these, that. But in America, they were much advanced. They never needed those things. To start becoming a Vedantin, you must be a gentleman first. And gentleman means you have the control, and that control on all this. So, at least apparently, at least in your behavior, you are very courteous. And this is called the Bacham, then the Chakshu, Atho Ha Chakshu. Then they concentrated on the eye. They were controlling the eye. You cannot see this and that. Whatever I like to see, that only you should see. That is called true master. Unless and until we are controlling our own organs, then what type of master you are? My eye, but you cannot control your eye. It goes everywhere. My mind, but it is traveling everywhere. And I can't concentrate. And I go someplace and I go on seeing something else and hearing something else. And why I have gone over there? That is, you have to concentrate. See, religion is a personal thing, and religion is a transformation of a person. Your mind should be transformed. How? By this way. Otherwise, going to the temple with a nice dress and with a big offering, and then you are comparing his offering, her offering, my offering is good, so many banana I am giving, and like that. And that is a fun, it's okay, passing time, there's nothing bad, but that is not religion. That is why Swami Vivekananda said, religion is a process that makes a brute unto man, man unto God. Look at it. The people call religion, oh my God, that is for the older age, old people, they go, no. You have to start the religion from the beginning itself. Because when your all limbs, organs are strong, then you should have to have the control over them. Otherwise, in the beginning, you just let loose and you suffer afterwards. When you grow up age and all those things, suffering comes. So in the beginning itself, one must be. So they taught that you must have the concentration on the chakshu. Similarly, sotram. See, we have five organs, five sense organs, and through the five sense organs, we collect information, and that is called ahara. At least we people should be very clear about the ahara. The ahara has nothing to do with the food, only we are taking through the tongue, through the mouth. No, it has nothing to do. I noticed in one place we went, I think the ambassador, a new ambassador came, he joined and he was visiting Chicago, and there was a gathering. So they invited me, I also went, and there was a food they were serving. The one gentleman took some non-veg food, and he belongs to this our Lemont Hindu temple. My God, another lady, though she is in America, but never ever tried to learn this courtesy of America. So very very Indian. She went and took a picture of that plate that she was eating, and very uncourteous. And then she came and told, "Look at it, Swamiji." I told, "What is that to you? You are going to heaven directly, direct flight. You are not stopping anywhere else. Go. You will be traveling from this place to that place. That is what we. You, why you are shouting like this?" And she was almost screaming. Why he belongs to the Lemont Hindu temple? Why he should? What is that to you? That is very peculiar. So they do not understand that this has nothing to do. They are thinking something, behaving in something, and they're thinking they're very religious. And very, really, really is a no. That unnecessarily wasting time and energy. If we read our Veda, if we read Bhagavad Gita, even in the Bhagavata, nowhere it is said like that. They always say, your thought should be purified. Thought should be purified. Because it is your thought, that is your mind, which is receiving directly the reflection of the Atman. And it is becoming I, the I sense. What is that I sense? An ego that is from there. So, atha ho sotram, the similarly, any bad word, no, I am not going to hear. Stop, I am not going to hear, I am not going to listen. Control should be like that. It is my organs. I am the master. I should control it. You know why they call the Swamis, Sannyasis, Swami? Swami means the master. Master of what? Senses. We don't have any property. We don't have any thing. We are not the master of what? Master of the senses. So that is called Swami. And if you can control your senses, sense organs, then you are in Anand. So all the name ends with Anand. The Swami, Viveka, Ananda. This Ananda, the joy, the happiness, because of this. So control should be there. Atha Shotram. He is not going to hear anything bad. Some people will go on talking. I have seen one old Swami in Patna. I was visiting Patna, and after the morning prayer, he used to come and sit under a tree. So many people used to come and meet him, and he will be putting his hand under his chadar, the cover, and going on taking the name of God. And sometimes they were going on complaining from the morning itself, the politics. This team is not doing the good, and that. He'll be, oh, okay, okay, and then he's going on taking the name of God. So this is the way you have to control. You are not actually properly listening what they are saying. Okay. Haji, Haji karte rahiyo, baitha apna ठाम. There's a beautiful way they say. You must be constantly going on saying, oh yes, oh yes. If you go in argument, immediately all this, it's not better to avoid, but I must control my eye, my nose, my tongue, and my ear. And by that way, constantly going on purifying my mind. After that, mind. Atoha manaha, they're purifying the mind. Atoha ya evam mukha prana. That you have to concentrate the prana in your mouth. So you're concentrating on the prana. So these are all very difficult practices. Not that all people can do, it's very difficult. And when we can do that, then only the five vital forces, this is called prana, apana, vyana, samana, udana. The Hinduism, they always go on explaining, analyzing, and then accepting. There is no dictum. Much afterwards only, the people, some of the gurus, they say, do this, do that, don't eat, don't accept, all this. But in our actual original source, that is our scripture, the dictation is there. It is truth has been given to you. It is up to you. If you like to accept, you accept. If you don't, don't. So here it says the prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. Look at that. In those days, how they have observed the five of the vital forces that is acting in our body. One, it is going upward, another going downward, and third one is keeping the body, the totally same control is there. So like this, all these five organs, and I found in the today morning when we were chanting, we chant as this from the Bhagavad Gita, that is 8th chapter, 12 and 13 verses. Here also it says, Sarva dvarani sanyamya mono hridi niruddhacha. When you are controlling the mind in the Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad is teaching that you have to control the mind. And the mind, different type of thoughts are coming. One who can control the mind lives nicely, or otherwise anxiety, suffering, all these things goes on. You cannot sleep in the night, all this. But if you, what is going to happen? Nothing. So many years have passed, so many things have passed, nothing is going to happen. So they go and sleep. So one of us, Swamiji, who was the disciple of Mother, Ma Saradamani Devi, and he was in charge of Jairambati, the holy birthplace of Ma Sharadamani Devi. Then I heard that there's a dacoits, they came. It's a village very far away. In those days, the dacoits used to come. They came, and the young brahmachari, he was very intelligent, immediately took this old in-charge Swami and took him out of the building and placed him under a tree so that the dacoits cannot identify. Otherwise, they will pressurize him to give money and the key and all that. The dacoits, the rough handle, the Swamis and brahmacharis, whatever. Then afterwards, the police came. Police checkpost was very far away. Ultimately, they came. All things were all right. Then suddenly everybody was encouraged, hey, where is the in charge? Where is that Swami? Then this brahmachari remembered, because it was all excitement. So naturally, so they were talking with the police and all that. You can imagine. And then ultimately, the brahmachari remembered, oh my God, I left the Swami over there under the tree. He ran with other two and found he spreaded his chadar over there and sleeping nicely. Then they brought him back, and one of the Swamis told, what is it? You are in charge. And the dacoit, that all this happening, and you were sleeping. So look, these young people are already taking steps to stop the dacoity, calling the police. Police has come. What I am going to do? So without wasting the time, I slept. So no anxiety at all. Whatever will happen, happen. So the very calm type of mind. Another Swami, I joined under him actually in Cherrapunji. We reported there's a thief, a burglar, and we went and knocked his door and told Swamiji there is a thief somewhere, and it's a huge ashram, a different the buildings and different so many rooms, school. When he reported, he said, if you can catch him, bring him in the tomorrow morning. He is in charge, but no anxiety. The thief has come, something he will take and go away. So now, why unnecessarily disturbing the sleep? So this type of people, they're very calm, but they work a lot. They can work a lot without anxiety. Why? No attachment at all. This is the training that we should, and here in the Bhagavad Gita, it says, controlling all the senses, fixing the mind in the heart, and drawing the prana into the head, practice meditation. So this meditation means you have to control completely, closing all the places so that sound and the sight and the taste and the smell, nothing should disturb you. When I am sitting for meditation, I forget that I am a human body, and you have to think that you are a statue, a bronze statue or a cement statue, something like that. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he said many a times that when he used to enter into the Kali temple, he used to look at the back of the Kali temple, there is a statue of a that's meditating statue. We kept that statue over here in front of our building, I think over here, so that the people who are coming from this side, they will see that you're supposed to meditate, not to create this all the so their meditation is suggested. And what is meditation? Controlling your all organs. And in Bhagavad Gita it teaches sarva dwarani sanyamya. Dwara means door. And what happens to the door? Things come in and go out. You're closing that. Nothing coming in, nothing going out, still. And then you are concentrating on the top of your head, murdha astita yoga dharanam. And how you will meditate? Om iti aksharam brahma vyaharan mam anusmaran. Om, 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 om. You are going on repeating. And that is Brahman. And you are remembering here the Bhagavad Gita, so remembering me, the Krishna, the Lord, the Supreme Being in the form of Sri Krishna. So you are meditating. And if you can meditate in this way and die, then you will be liberated. Ya prayati. Prayati means when you can die. And tyajam deham. You leave the body. Sayati paramam gatim. He goes to the highest place. That means mukti, liberation. So uttering the one syllable Om, which is Brahman. So this they're teaching, and in those yajna, a very popular in that Upanishad, the term, and that they have used again and again. Om iti etat aksharam udgita upasita. In the Upanishad again, the fourth section, it begins with Om. Udgita. Udgita is the Brahman, another name of the Brahman. They are using Upasita. What is Upasana? Upasana means worship. But in Vedanta, that in Advaita Vedanta, there is no Upasana. And the Advaita Vedanta means you have to constantly meditate and going on discriminating. So why Upasana, the word they have used? Am I going to place some flower and then showing the incense sticks and the moving the light? Nothing like that. Constantly remembering is Upasana. Constantly remembering Upasita. On what? On Om. So this is the teaching of this Upanishad. We will stop over here. If there is any question, we will see and try to answer. And this we learn today that as Bhagavan, I think Shankaracharya mentioned that you must have to purify your mind, because it's a very modern time, Shankaracharya, comparing with the Upanishad. So he used the word that manasuddhi prakarana. Prakarana means process. And what is the process? Purify the mind. Mind is the most important thing in the human being. Whether you don't have the hands or legs, it doesn't matter. If you have a very intelligent mind, then everything can happen. So that mind is very important. They are giving importance to the mind. If the mind is jungled up, full up with so many other things, so you won't get the real light of the knowledge. So first you have to remove all those and you have to purify your mind. What is the purification? Giving up all the ideas of this world. And in the world, what are the things that there? Only five. Rupa, Rasha, Sabda, Sparsha, and Gandha. These are the five. There is a form, and I am attracted to that form. There's a taste, I'm attracted to that taste. There's a sound, I like that sound very much, I'm attracted. And a smell, and like that. If you can control these five, and you are free. Whenever I like, I will go and see, I will go and hear, I will go and test, but not that my mind will force me to go over there. That is the control. Not that I won't, I will. I can go, but I am not bound by that, not forced by that. I am the master of my own mind. Whenever I like, I will do. When I don't like, I won't do. That control comes, and I will never ever do anything that will disturb my mind. So that is the resolution. Om iti etat aksharam udgita. Aksharam, it never changes. And etat, this, never changes akshar. I am going to concentrate on that. Why? Because I like to be happy, eternally happy. Thank you, friends. Any questions are there?
Joyjeet is asking, Aparoksha Brahman Sakshatkar, is it possible when there is no ignorance, worldly desires in the mind? And when I understand that I am Brahman, isn't that Maharaj? Confirmative question.
Yeah, of course. The aparoksha, the word that you have used, means there is no support. It's direct. Paraksha, aparoksha. So when I take the help of a mirror to see something, I'm taking the help. When I'm taking the help of the Om, I'm taking a help. But no, it's just like that. I see that I am that. The Brahmagyana or Ishwar love, that is the realization of God, it is not I am going and getting something. It's a wrong conception. It's not that I am going and getting something. It is already within me. Only I am revealing that much. About the God, Swami Vivekananda gave the definition, the best definition ever. Unselfishness is God. The moment you can become completely unselfish, you become God. And what is the expression of pure unselfishness? Love. That's why he said, unselfishness is God and love is God. These two only. Whether I am fasting or not, taking deep in the Ganga or not, or painting on my forehead or not, it doesn't matter at all. The thing that whether I am unselfish or not. We are unselfish, but only within the range of our kith and kin. I earn hard-earned money. I'm distributing in my family and my neighbors, in my own people, but limited. When that goes, that boundary goes, and you are embracing the whole universe, you are God yourself. So that is the way. We believe that Jesus is that God incarnation. Why? Not that he came and merged in the holy person of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. If you look at the life of Jesus, when they were killing him alive, when they were nailing him in that excruciating pain, he could say, "Oh God, forgive them, but they do not know what they do." That is called love for those ignorant people. He was not cursing them, but only praying for their good. So this man must be God. But the people, those who are following and their philosophy, the processes, we may not like it. That is churchianity. But Jesus is pure. Jesus is God. Like same with the Buddha. Afterwards, the school that developed after him, we may not like them, we may not be agreeing with their philosophy, but we like the Buddha. So he was a full love. He wanted to sacrifice himself for the others. So that love is God. And the Brahman, that is you, and that is the consciousness. And when that comes, you need not to have any doubt at all. Automatically you feel. Okay, thank you.